Selfish survivor. I've been thinking a lot about selfishness lately, a quality I've always despised because I grew up keenly aware of this trait in my parents. But straight off the bat, I remind myself that it's just not that simple. Sure, I perceived copious amounts of selfishness in them, and heaps of others would agree on that conclusion if I told them my stories. But what about my parents' intent? I'm 99% certain they never intended to act selfishly. Doesn't that count for something? It does to me. It allows me to both let go of resentments I find myself holding against them, be they conscious or subconscious, and remain aware of why I don't like selfishness in general. Oh dear, my mind just fell down a rabbit hole. True. At times I downright hate selfishness. Curse the types of people who cut in lines or drive like maniacs trying to get one car length ahead. Selfish. Those people who refuse to share at restaurants because they want to pay for only their portion. And what of the liars? More and more I feel lying is a uniquely horrid form of selfishness. People being stingy with the truth that we all deserve. There's just something about selfishness. I fucking hate it. It disgusts me. Which is precisely why I absolutely berate myself when I notice that I'm being selfish. Just like the people I can't stand. Just like my parents. I never intend to be selfish. I'm always calculating, considering myself and considering others, weighing the costs and benefits. I try my best to find the happy medium. But and here's the main, or at least one main, consideration. No one's weighing scales are calibrated like mine. So, others will definitely see more than a few of my actions and or decisions as selfish, no matter how I attempt to seek a balance and fairness. No one else grew up the way I did, went on the hair-raising thrill ride of my life the way that I did. Loop 1, anxiety, panic, worry. Loop 2, extreme weight loss, eating disorder. Loop 3, moving from place to place, never able to settle down, never content. Inclusive is every imaginable twist and turn in between, all shaping the way I think, feel, and act, all informing that calculation and how my scales are calibrated. I may not like it, but to others, I definitely seem selfish, particularly with my time. I swing between being true to myself and my own needs, not caring if it affects others, to feeling horrifically guilty and beating myself up, like some confused version of Tarzan. Again, not quite able to accept myself and trust that I'm making the right decision, because I'm constantly trying to decide, not just for me, but for everyone else, to avoid appearing selfish. Fuck, that's hard work. Exhausting, actually. So can I learn to trust myself, be at peace with my intention, and allow others to perceive me as a selfish bitch from time to time? Because I'll never be able to control how others think and feel with regards to my actions. The answer is yes. Maybe. Sometimes. For fuck's sake. And what of selfish acts? What drives them? I've given it considerable thought, and I feel that we humans are hardwired for selfishness because we're hardwired for survival. We do what we need to do to survive, sometimes subconsciously, without even realizing it. If some downtime is what I subconsciously feel I need to survive my current circumstance, then yes, I'll blow off my friends to sit on my couch alone and have a staring contest with my cat, who always wins, as evidenced above in the picture. Also, if I worry I don't have enough money, I'll hold tight to it and seem selfish and stingy, like one of those dreaded non-sharers I so avidly dislike. For shame! This selfish survivalist mindset may become even more pronounced as someone shifts from a victim mindset to a survival mindset. Say someone has been victimized, repeatedly punished for being overly honest. To survive, they start withholding the truth or even lying. It works, so they continue beating that drum because they have now convinced themselves, again, probably subconsciously, that it's essential to their survival. Here's my own rather bleak example. All I ever wanted was attention. As a child, I felt neglected, so I gave and gave and gave everything to everyone. Time, money, anything. A couple of times what I got in return was more neglect, but more often I was simply taken advantage of. Didn't realize this at the time, of course. So, subconsciously, I started to harden my shell to protect myself. Over time, I got mean. I'd make people cry for my own amusement. My words would cut others like knives. Those who know me now would never guess that about me. But I did it to survive the circumstance my constant giving and attention-seeking behaviors manifested. I'm working hard on softening that shell, but carefully and in full awareness of the following. 1, why I hardened it to begin with, so that I can avoid getting screwed over by people that I shouldn't trust. 2, my tendency to be stingy with my resources now, because I expect people to take advantage of me. I've had to relearn to trust others, and most of all, to trust my own sense of worth in healthier ways. Here's one of my favorite quotes. We judge ourselves based on our intentions, and we judge others by their actions. Phew, quite a deep rabbit hole, this one. For now, I'll practice giving others the benefit of the doubt next time I catch myself thinking, what a selfish prick. Remembering that they did what they did. They did what they felt they had to do for themselves and for their sense of survival. Trusting that it must have felt right to them, even if it didn't feel right to me. I do well to remember that sense of compassion so that I can treat myself the same way. Yes, I may at times act selfishly and be perceived as selfish. But so long as I'm at peace with my intention, do my best to strike a balance, then I can accept my choice in the perception of others.